Hello, welcome to another episode of Drinking with Comics. My name is Sean,
And I'm Mike.
and we're gonna drink and talk about comics, but in a surprise plot twist, we're not gonna drink alcohol. So
Okay.
I told Mike he didn't have to follow my lead, but he said in solidarity he will. So he has something to review. I don't really have anything to review. So okay, the context here for the viewers. Uh, Kirsten, my girlfriend, started like a course of antibiotics that they said, this stuff is hard on your liver. So I was like, you probably shouldn't drink. She likes white wine. I was like, let's just solidarity. We won't. So for 2 weeks we're dry, right? Um, so I told Mike, hey, we had a couple beers lined up to review, but I'm like, I'm not. Can we save those? I'm not going to drink. You can still bring whatever. And then Mike, you were like, you. So what are you drinking?
So I am drinking a Waterloo.
So what is a
Um,
Waterloo?
like the flavored seltzer water foot craze going on in the
Hmm.
world. I think
Okay.
Waterloo is the better of the bunch of those. They actually taste.
And it's
Um,
non-alcoholic seltzer
it's not
water.
alcoholic. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just flavored water, 0 calories, water carbonation, um, flavors.
Okay.
Ingredients: purified carbonated water, natural flavors.
So this is funny because
Two
we're
things.
basically, well, what's the flavor you're drinking?
So I am drinking Banana Berry Bliss.
Oh,
It is a new flavor.
have you had it
Um,
yet, or is this?
I've had it before, but I'm going to
Okay.
review it again when I get to it. But it's got
Okay.
banana, strawberry, and orange pictured on it. Whether that's inside.
Now, interestingly enough, what if it was like you open it up and like you start drinking it and you're like, what is this? And there's like just like somebody's like fruit of the loom, whitey tighties come out of it, because they had the banana. That never mind. I don't even know if
Yeah,
that's like still a
no.
thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
But
it's
yeah,
interesting.
I enjoy their fruit punch is one of my favorites. They have a guava berry that's really good.
Mm,
Um, I drink pretty much this and beer, and that's it. Like this, when I'm not drinking beer, I'm drinking this because
okay.
it satisfies. It's water. I'm assuming, so it's kind of good for me. I'm assuming. Um, but it is like a soda thing, and it's not like when you drink soda, it kind of the sweetness in our old age punches you in the mouth nowadays. You know what I
I
mean?
haven't been able to drink like sodas since I was in like junior high school. I think it's
Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah.
Uh,
Like Coke, I have a Coke like every once in a while. I like to like cut that sweetness with some bourbon or something like that. But um, it's not like if you're having this, if you're going from like soda to this, it's going to be very weak tasting.
yeah, right.
But if you were after a couple of weeks of drinking this, it's like perfect fine. You know what I mean? Like the grape soda they have tastes like grape soda to me, but it's not
Oh,
like over
dreadnoughts.
the power. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was drinking when we were doing that. um, but like, it's not like punch you in the face grape soda. It just tastes
Right.
like grape soda.
Okay.
So this is banana berry. I'm getting some like bubble gum off of it. Very
Okay.
banana-y. Um, Not a huge fan of that, but yeah, now that I said it's bubblegum, all I taste is bubblegum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then when I was drinking the other couple times, I was like, something I can't quite put my finger on about this. And now that I just thought of that, it's like bubblegum. Yeah, so it's bubblegum water.
Ugh.
Not my top favorite choice, but that being said, if that's your jam, go for it. I think we discovered the secret flavor of bubblegum is banana
So pour
and
yourself a big
berry and
glass of Big
orange.
League Chew. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but still, for what it is, it's a solid drink. Like I stand by Waterloo's product. I will check out their other products in the future. If they make new flavors, I will definitely give it a try. So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's fair.
Waterloo, the 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 water choice of Riot Fest 2025, which was a nice change too.
Okay. So this is my little like hack for myself when I don't
Okay.
drink beer, because I can not drink beer, but I'm just programmed to drink beer after, at the end of the night, right? I just open a beer.
Okay.
And there's something about opening the can, drinking from the can. I mean, I pour it a lot of times too, but a hack that I found is I'm drinking La Croix, just
Okay.
lemon flavored sparkling water. It's naturally essence. It too is like, water, natural flavors. I don't know what the fuck that means. That could be
It's the same thing as Waterloo, just different company.
exactly. So I've
Yeah.
tried a couple of the other flavors. I don't care about anything but the lemon because it's like really, it's a hint of lemon and it's fine. But there's something about, so when I drink this from the can, it has the same like, you know, it hits the tongue the same way that a beer does when you drink it from a can because there's like
Yeah.
mild carbonation or whatever. So it's just a little hack. It's like, okay, I can drink this and it's comparable. So
Hmm. Yeah, I drink
mm,
like a lot of water from a bottle during the day, or especially when I'm at work. I have like the bottle of water, and I like just this one. I have like lunch or something, like to
right,
just kind
right.
of spice things up a little bit. Not
Fancy it
the
up
bubblegum flavor, but
with your
yeah.
French your French bubblegum water.
But yeah, I know. Like I said, fruit punch actually tastes like Hawaiian fruit punch a little bit, like a
Okay.
watered down Hawaiian fruit punch. And I was telling someone about this over the weekend. When I used to work at Little Caesars years ago when Nirvana was still around.
Okay.
Get around, kids. I'm going to tell you the
Nice.
story about 1990s. They sent us like the syrup of Hawaiian Punch by mistake. It was just
Okay.
there by mistake. We were out of Sprite. They sent us Hawaiian Punch by mistake. So we had to, rather than throw it away, we hooked it up to the empty dispenser and got carbonated Hawaiian Punch. Amazing. Chasing that dream for the rest of my life because you can't get it anywhere because they don't make it carbonated.
Right.
Um, and I remember just being like talking to someone, which is one of the many reasons why I hate Little Caesar or corporations in general. But higher up is like, oh my god, this like we got this carbonated fruit punch. This is amazing. And they were like, no, shut that down now. And I was like, Jesus.
That happened also. You're very lucky because I happen to know in the early '90s that also happened at a Brown's Chicken in Palatine, Illinois, and they came in and they killed everybody. So we're going to talk about two books. First one came out last week on New Comic Book Day. This is from Top Cow, which is Mark Silvestri's imprint under Image Comics.
Yes.
And this is an adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's short story, The Thing on the Doorstep. This is adapted by Simon Burks, who wrote it, art by Willie Roberts, lettered by Rob Jones. I didn't really expect you I mentioned this to you, but I didn't expect you to jump on it, so I'm happy you did. So,
I work at a comic book store, so I could try anything.
okay, that's true.
I'm
That's a good
down.
point.
I'm down with. Give me a reason to try, and I'll try it. Doesn't mean
Okay,
I'll like it,
right, right.
but I will try it.
So I'm assuming just, you probably have not read the short story.
No, I know very little about H.P. Lovecraft other than Cthulhu and the
Racism.
basic genesis. Yeah, the racism. Um, but yeah, I get the gist of Lovecraft. Like I like the idea of a Cthulhu. Um, but overall, like I've tried to read some of it, didn't really appeal to me.
I mean,
So, but yeah,
He's a little bit of an archaic writer, but like, and also some of his stuff, like the actual story Call of Cthulhu, I swear by. I think it's really excellent, and then other stuff isn't really that good. And I've slogged
No.
through it. I've been reading him since I was in, I don't know, sophomore, freshman year in high school, and I love him, but also like I've read enough where I'm aware of the kind of spectrum of like this is good, this sucks, whatever. I don't remember. I've read this story twice, I think, at least that I remember, maybe more. It's the certain stories. It's like because of how I would read them with just like short story to short story to short story, and there's certain things, themes, or people or names that repeat. It all mixes together, right?
Hmm.
I didn't. I'm in the middle of reading a bunch of other shit, so I did not reread the short story. But I don't. What do you think of the first issue of? And this is they're definitely doing their own kind of thing a little bit with this. So you don't. If you're watching this and you're like, I don't really know anything about Lovecraft, but this sounds interesting. You can totally jump into it. It's not.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. I thought it was all right. Like it really crammed a lot in there,
Yeah, it did.
which makes sense. You're getting just the gists of these two characters' friendship
Hmm.
throughout the whole thing. So I got like I can't really say much about it other than just this build up to whatever book they read that makes them go crazy. Makes you
um,
wait a minute, hold on. Whatever that book that makes you do something, something, something.
something go crazy.
Don't mind if
Don't mind if I do.
I
Woo!
do.
One of the ultimate
Yeah,
Simpsons moments.
some of the greatest. Yeah. Um,
Before you segued into that, when you said go crazy, in my head I went, don't mind if I do.
yeah,
So
same here. As I said, I
I'm
was
right
like, oh
there
wait a
with
minute,
you.
there's a Simpsons reference there. Okay. But yeah, their friendship seemed kind of genuine, even though very vaguely touched upon. I
Hmm.
feel like this could have been fleshed out a little bit more,
I
but I
disagree
get
with that a
why
little bit.
it's not.
I felt like,
Um,
I mean, I don't know. They showed the building of their relationship from the time they met as kids until they were like older and had families. Like, I
well,
mean,
yeah, I
what
mean,
more do you
that
want?
I get that, but there's like 2 pages and a 2 year jump, 2 pages and 2 year jump. So,
Yeah,
I get where it's just vaguely as this guy slowly gets into the occult, and you're seeing it from his friend's point of view. Is But at the same time, like there's like this whole thing about his mom's funeral. You never met the mom. Just like he was really
right.
close to his mom. It's like, well, I don't know who the mom is. She's never shown up.
I have a feeling she will
So
in a subsequent issue.
okay.
I don't
So
think
I
they're
don't
done
know.
going back and showing us stuff from their time. They're
Okay.
over the course of their lives.
Now the thing I did not understand, which is the very first panel or the first page where he shows up at the sanitarium and then shoots the guy in the sanitarium going like, "This is for what's his
I
name?"
avenge ye Edward Derby, but he shoots Edward Derby.
That is Edward Derby. Okay,
Yes.
so clearly he goes crazy,
Well, see, so
or is he talking about his son Edward Derby? I don't.
so here's basically what I remember is that okay, we've got the character Daniel Upton and Edward Derby, right?
Okay,
So Daniel Upton, they meet, they grow up, and Daniel has a eventually gets married, has a family. Edward is he's got a nurse that looks after him constantly. He's obviously got some kind of, some problems or whatever. But overall, he functions well in society and they have a good friendship over time. He comes to visit him when him and his wife buy a house. And he comes to help them move or whatever, or fix up the house. He
yeah,
comes and visits with their children as they have them. They love their uncle, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Edward is he goes to Miskatonic University. If you read Lovecraft, that's where you right away, like, oh, okay, if he goes in the library, and he stumbles across, the Necronomicon or whatever, but they
is
don't
that
directly
where
reference.
the Harry Potter kids go to, like like the Cthulhu Harry Potter
yeah.
kids have their own universe. Like Lovecraft was doing the whole school thing before everyone else was. Like,
Well, yeah, but so it often this library at Miskatonic has these like banned books. One, the main one being the Necronomicon, and you often have characters that are either university students or professors or people research people that go there in order to they like request like to have access to it or whatever. So in a way, but in a way, no. It tends to be a lot more adult. It's not just like a
okay,
grade school, or whatever. But so Edward obviously has like started reading these books. There's a scene where he runs afoul of one of the Waits, which is Ephraim Waite or Watt. I don't know. I've heard it pronounced different ways, but this is a family that's in many of the stories. They're kind of like an Arkham, like New England Appalachian inbred bunch of fucking sorcerers, like inbred, but they also like have access to these books and they know things. Their relatives have summoned things, and so he's gonna play a part, I'm assuming. But it looks like the beginning is the end or close to the end, and so that's Daniel shooting Edward in the face and saying, "I avenge you." And I think it's because he's possessed. So I think what's going to happen is, if I remember correctly, as Edward gets more into this stuff, he's going to end up, and I think weight has something to do with it. He's going to end up being possessed by something, and then that's why he's not really killing his friend. His friend is already kind of dead.
okay.
Something else is walking around in his body.
Wow.
I liked it. I was really surprised. There's been a bunch of Lovecraft adaptations that I've bought and read and been like, whatever, it's fine. I don't know. But I was kind of expecting this to be the same, but I actually sat down when I read it. I was like, it pulled me right through, and I liked the way they developed their relationship. I thought it was really well done, and I'm just curious to see how this goes. Like I said, I don't think we're done seeing the timeline, so I think they'll be filling in gaps with the mother and whatnot.
I would probably read number 2, no problem. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was like kind of just there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always intrigued by. Like I said, I'm kind of always wanting to read Lovecraft, but because of let's face it, I probably have dyslexia, and reading books is not my cup of forte. Never has been. That's why I go to comic books. A little easier to read. So I'm intrigued by that, but I've always been kind of let down by Lovecraftian stuff too. Like, ooh, does this mean, like True Detective season 1? Like,
well, that's not Lovecraft.
But there's a bunch of Lovecraft like things in there.
No, there's not. It's Robert Chambers.
Is it Robert Chambers? Okay.
So, and it's funny because Robert Chambers in the 30s wrote The King in Yellow, and the thing with The King in Yellow, well, The King in Yellow is in The Repairer of Reputations, but the whole thing with The King in Yellow is it's this play that if you see it, you go insane, right? And there's like like an underlying cosmic kind of horror, but it's really undertone. That inspired
everything that I know about Lovecraft is kind of
so that inspired Lovecraft and the Necronomicon, right? Because the Necronomicon is a book that if you read it, you go insane, or many do, or whatever. So, but subsequently, after Lovecraft died, and August Derleth took over publishing, August Derleth was his good friend and understudy, kind of. He also wrote. And he wrote like the first Lovecraft book I ever found, because it used to be they were really hard to find, like in the early 90s. I heard references in Metallica and Iron Maiden, and I was like, I got to seek this out. And I actually had to go to the record swap that was in Tinley by where your old store used to be.
Yeah, I remember that place.
And they sold books like Anarchist Cookbook and shit, and they had Lurker at the Threshold, H.P. Lovecraft. I bought it, read it, loved it. Found out years later he didn't write it. It's August Derleth, because Derleth kind of perpetuated the mythos, and other people have too. And eventually they kind of started incorporating Robert Chambers and some other authors at the time that wrote, kind of played it. Robert E. Howard, who did Conan, at your shop before you worked there in Tinley, I bought a Robert E. Howard Cthulhu Mythos collection, and I like his Lovecraft mythos stuff better than most of Lovecraft's. Like the Black Stone is a fucking amazing story. There's a bunch of I think Pigeons from Hell is one. But the point being, they've started incorporating that into Lovecraft, so it's all become one. So the King in Yellow is often now mistakenly associated with being a Lovecraft creation, and it's not. So,
but like when I see the error in my ways in it, because I don't know all that stuff, but like,
well, of course,
it is Lovecraftian, even though it's not.
it is.
You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
So like, I can't distinguish what isn't Lovecraft and what is, but I could tell you what a Lovecraft vibe is.
Yes, exactly.
Which is the best word. And like True Detective had that vibe.
Yes, it did.
And they were going for that. And like for me, like every time like I see something that kind of pulls into that vibe, I'd be like, all right, you're gonna do something cool with like Cthulhu's, like the monster gonna show up or something like that, and they don't. And that always kind of bugs me out. Like, so I kept expecting something, something more supernatural than what I got. And like this is be like, I'm assuming it's gonna be like they all read the book and go crazy, which is cool, but like it's not like the full blown craziness that I want to see.
So
like,
I would definitely recommend to you if you haven't seen the oh god, Stanley I'm blanking on his name, The Color Out of Space with Nick Cage from 2019. That's a great Lovecraft adaptation of cinematic. I have a few problems, but overall, like they modernize the story, but also stay true to it, and it's really really weird. It's not Cthulhu-ish, but it's really good. And then there's another one which I'm not going to tell you what it is, but maybe at some point when we're together, I'll have you watch a certain movie, because there was a movie a couple years ago where I knew nothing about it, and I went to see it, and literally at the end, it didn't give you any warning. Like there were, you getting like little vibes, but then all of a sudden at the end, it becomes full on Cthulhu, and I was like, it was, and they didn't advertise it. It was like a completely hidden thing, and it was absolutely amazing. Like as soon as I got out of the theater, I'm like calling everybody on the Horror Vision. I'm like, I don't care what the fuck you're doing. Go see this movie right now and don't read anything about it. You will thank me in 2 hours.
Intriguing.
I don't want to tell you what that is.
Next time we're together, we should have like a movie night. Like I'll pick one, you pick one, and then talk about it. But another like along those vibes, like the thing I always liked that kind of drew me into Lovecraft was Hellboy, because that borrows a lot from Hellboy things. And I think that's what gives me the disappointment, because then there's like Nazis involved, and giant dragons, and demons, and all sorts of, because he pulls from a lot of stuff.
He does. He does.
Yeah. So Lovecraft.
So Thing on the Doorstep #1 hit the stands last week. I'm not sure how many issues this is going, but I will definitely be on board for all of them. I'm enjoying
42.
this.
42 issues. They heard my complaints like, don't worry, we're going to flesh this thing out. 42 issues.
Right. That's funny. But yeah, so that's that. So we'll be back in a minute. We're going to talk about another book that is not a new book, but is kind of new to me. And Mike, I think, is finally I think we're both, God help me, all in. I only did that because I knew you'd laugh.
Sucker.